Good evening, friends. Today I am going to tell you something very special about the transport of Singapore. It is one of the best public transports in the world. The MRTs, the underground trains, the buses and the taxis. Even the walkways are very nice if you can walk for a few kilometers. But today I am going to tell you something very important about the taxis, particularly the people coming from abroad. In the meantime, you can see that very, very important and one of the most chosen sites in the world is the Marina Bay Sands Hotel. And I am sitting in a park in front of this. Taxis, it is very important. The taxis are cheap, the taxi drivers, and they are very, very honest. And like anywhere in the country, there are so many companies running the taxi services like Grab and many others, the private companies. However, the company which owns the Comfort, which used to be a routine taxi company, the oldest one in the country, they are also available at quite a lower rate than the private taxis. So now I'm going to tell you something very important about the taxis. When you come to Singapore as a tourist, it's very nice to take a taxi anywhere. You can just download the app of any particular taxis operating companies, and then you can book the company. They will be at your service within few minutes. The important thing which you have to notice about the taxis that they are very much governed by the rules of the taxis. There are 4-seaters, 6-seaters, 8-seaters and the big vans. So if you are traveling in a group or 4, 5 or with a child or with a stroller, something like that, then you should know the very, very basic things about the taxi services in Singapore. Suppose you are traveling 5 people and you feel that I will get a taxi of 4-seater and then we will squeeze in somewhere the 5th person, or the 5th person is a child or even a baby. So if you are 5 persons in 4 plus 1 baby, then you cannot squeeze in a 4-seater. The taxi driver will refuse to take you, and then you must book a 6-seater. First thing, the babies, they are not allowed in the laps. Even if you have a 6-month-old baby, and if you are 4 persons and you think that I will book a 4-seater, no. And then in most of the taxis, they don't allow the baby in the laps. Then you should carry a baby seat which will be properly fixed in the taxi, and then your baby will be put into that with a seat belt. Seat belts are totally, you cannot avoid. Without the seat belt, the taxi driver will not start the taxi. So these are about then you should think that how many people you are traveling, and accordingly you should book the taxi. Now about the luggage. Luggage is the same thing. There is a set place for the luggage in every taxi. It can accommodate 3 suitcases, 2 suitcases, 4 suitcases. And if you have an extra suitcase, you think that I have an extra baggage or a small handbag or something, and once that accommodation for the bags is full, the taxi driver will refuse. You can't put it. Suppose you are traveling only 2 persons and then you say that okay, I will put 1 suitcase on the seat. So it's not allowed. So be very careful and very calculative about how many persons you are traveling, how many baggage you have, and accordingly book a larger size of taxi where then you don't get into a problem. So that was my suggestion for the taxis. They are very honest. They will even if you are paying cash, they will return you even a few pennies. If your fare is $9.90 and if you pay a $10 note, then they won't accept your 10 cents. They would always offer to return it to you. It is up to you if you don't take it back or not. So that is the main tip about the taxis. And otherwise the public transport is fantastic. You can always have it. But sometimes you don't have enough time if you are on a 5-day visit, 7-day visit, something like that, so you want to cover a lot of area, so you need to take a taxi, and you must take a taxi. But be very careful that you cannot overload with the bag or the passengers. Thank you.